everybody. Welcome to week 4 of Fundamentals of Real Estate.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good morning. It's morning somewhere in the world, right? So we're going to continue on. If you can put that up there and share that for me, please. We're going to continue with how we're working with the buyer. We talked about last week. We went through doing a BRBC. So did everybody practice that?
I did. Yeah.
Good. Okay, good. So, so we'll just continue to move through this. So again, we talked about BRBC. So let's move on. We're going to talk about, we talked about pre-qualifying your client. Right? We want to make sure that if they're doing a loan, that they need to be pre-qualified. And it's really, really important that you convince them and tell them it has to be done before we start showing houses. And the reason being, if I've had this happen before, you go out and you show a house and the wife falls in love with the kitchen, gotta have this house, and now I've got to scramble and go get all this stuff and put all this stuff, and the loan officer will have to review it, and I have to go through all that stuff. And by that time you get it all together and get your pre-qual letter, the house is already sold.
Yeah.
Right? Or or they don't qualify.
Yeah.
So it's important that you find out how much they qualified first before you go out and start shopping. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go to the Black Friday sales after Thanksgiving, you want to know how much you can spend before you go, right? So you don't blow that off. Anyways, some people it doesn't matter, just spend whatever, right? Bad analogy. Okay. So again, these are your loan officer is going to determine your best program. So it may not fit conventional, but it could be what we call a non-QM, which is a little bit less traditional. Rates are a little bit higher, but we can still get it done. So we talked about, once we get into the process, remind your clients not to have anybody else pull their credit. Because you'll have to explain it and it causes issues. And then as far as their funds to close, make sure that they do not move them around unless they consult with the loan officer. Okay.
Don't buy any big items like cars.
Yeah, don't have anybody else pull your credit. Even if somebody says, hey, I can get you a 2% interest rate on your car, wait until afterwards.
Yeah.
Right?
But I thought during house hunting, you pull up credit doesn't affect.
Okay, so we're gonna pull credit as a loan officer to pre-qual. We're gonna pull the credit. Okay, so then that's set, right?
Yeah.
So anything they call them inquiries. Everybody familiar when you pull your credit, you get an inquiry with the credit bureaus.
Yeah.
And so the lender is gonna see that, even if it's after the fact, because right before funding, they pull a soft pull credit and they see it, and if they see something that's new, they're going to want an explanation.
So delay the process.
And if there's they're going to want to know if there's a balance on it. It's a hassle, so don't let them do it. So I think I shared the story last time. I had a client that signed loan documents, and they thought they were done, and they went and bought $20,000 worth of furniture on credit. And they pulled it and they killed the deal. So who remembers when a person, it's okay for them to start shopping for furniture and pulling credit and moving their money?
Deal close, right?
No. When they have the keys in their hand.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So through the process, they need to they sign loan docs, it goes to funding, they fund, and then it goes to recording. Okay, that's when you're done. So recording and the agent hands you the keys, then you can shop and pull credit and do whatever. Okay, so very, very important. Remind them that during the process.
So that's an agent responsibility or the loan officer.
It's both. Never put your paycheck in somebody else's hands, so you're responsible, right?
Yeah.
Or your transaction, right? So we talked about some of the non-QM loans. Okay. We've got a BRBC signed. Yeah, we've got an agreement. We've got a pre-qualification letter, either from our team here, or if they work with a loan officer, with another, and you have it in hand, okay? So make sure you have it in hand.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, very important. You've got all their proof of funds in your hands, okay, in your computer. Okay, so all those are in place. Now it's time to shop. Yay. I know you're getting excited about that, right? Shopping? Yeah, okay. So it's time now that so we know how much they qualify for. Right? That's the other thing is we're not flying blind. We know, hey, this is their limit. So if a person qualifies for, they're going to put 20% down and they qualify for a loan up to 800,000 and you can't go above that, what's the maximum amount of house that they can loan for? It would be 1 million, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so putting 20% down,
Yeah,
800,000. Yes, that's called LTV, loan to value. So it's important that you don't, if they come to you and say, hey, I want to look at this $1.3 million house. Do you go look at? No, of course they don't qualify for it, right?
Yeah.
So that's another reason why it's important, because you're not just, you know, moving along blindly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want
Plus,
to.
we need to know their debt ratio, see they have any credit card or.
Well, I mean, that's all figured in the
Oh, yeah.
qualification.
Okay, yeah.
It's when I do a qualification, they qualify for a loan amount up to, and that's how we write it, up to, so 800,000. So it's important that you know how much they're putting down. So if they're putting 20% down, you're shopping for houses that are $1 million or below, right? Okay. So we're not looking at houses that are 1.3 million because they don't qualify unless they want to put more money down, right? Okay. So, and you never know. Sometimes during the process they only tell you I want 20% down, and you get through it, and you may have to alter a little bit because, oh, I have this extra money, or my grandma will give me a gift or something like this. But for the most part, you are staying within those parameters. So you probably there's some things that you want to talk to your clients about, and should have had this conversation kind of already when you did the BRBC. But what city or area does your client want to buy in? Of course, right? It's not your house where you want to live; it's where they want to live. It's about them. What are they looking for specifically? Do they want a single family? Do they want units? Do they want a condo? Okay, so these are all things that you probably should have had a conversation about already, but just kind of a reminder to go through these things. House specifics, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, the house, the lot. Real popular right now is people want huge lots so they can build what, an ADU, right? So most of the cities around here in Orange County are going to require at least 7,000 square foot for people to build an ADU. So you should know that. Do some research in your area or the city. What's important to your client? 1 story, 2 story, swimming pool,
School district.
solar, school district, all that stuff, right? All the things are important. When I'm talking to couples, I always tell the husband that, hey, you know what? The only thing you get to worry about is the garage. The rest you just never mind. Let your wife take care of it, right? So the man cave. So the kitchen, you don't have any input. So, but anyways, so all those things, because the CRLMS and the search engine is not intuitive at all. It's basically data driven and what you put in. So you may have to adjust it at times. So, but you want to get the basics right, so you can start out along in what they're looking for, right, and adjust. So let's take a look at some more here. Once you know all that, okay, here is our CRLMS. And I'm gonna log into CRLMS in a minute. We're gonna do some searches. But this is kind of what it looks like. Okay. And let's go through it. Let me get in there. That's not where we want to be. So where? Let's see. Hi, Philip.
Hello,
Hello,
can you
Caitlin.
hear me?
How you guys doing online there?
Excellent.
Can everybody hear me?
He at the beach.
Yes,
Philip's spending this. He's on his beach condo on his balcony in Hawaii, I think, right now.
no, in Southern California.
Okay, so this is when you log into the CRLMS, and everybody should have gone to OCAR or Power to get that. And does everybody have that in here? Okay, so this is what it's going. Have you got your membership yet? Okay, so this is customizable. I'm not going to get into how to customize it, and we can do that later. But this is what it looks like when you log in. So the first thing is the matrix, just like the movie, right? The matrix is where most of your, so I'm going to click on the matrix. Okay. So you've got my matrix, and when you start getting deals and listings, you'll see them in there. You start setting up auto emails. I don't know if there's any, this is what's in there. So yeah, so in my matrix, you can look at if you've set up carts, auto emails, save searches, email sent, your listings. You can look at all that in there. Okay. The next thing is, I want to point out over here is links. So if you clicked on links, you can get to numerous applications within the system. So you just have to go in there and play with them. One of the things you can get to your zip forms from in here if you scroll down. So there's a lot of different resources in here. So if you have your membership, I suggest going there and playing around with it and getting to know it. I don't know everything in here. I don't have time. I only use but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. So a cloud CMA, builders, if you're looking you have a client that's looking for a new build, brand new property, you can look in there. There's a rental thing in here, down payment resources, all that stuff is in there. So some of these things, InfoSparks. I use InfoSparks quite a bit. InfoSparks gives you data about areas. Okay. So I think if you've been in lunch with Mindy, I reference it all the time to show the percentage of where the housing market is in Orange County by county. So it's got a great, go in there and play with it. You just look at data for days. If you like data, go in there. Listing Hub, all this stuff. Some of the stuff I don't use, but Realist I use a lot, a lot. And it's called Realist Tax. So it gives you tax information, ownership information. It gives you, and they've recently, like I think about 6 months ago, updated it, and they do all kinds of cool things like uh, demographics, stores, schools, all those kind of things around there. So it's great. Even crime. They even have a little thing on crime over there. So, Realtors Property Resource, and this shows up on that first screen. There's some of these realists, and this one you use quite a bit for pulling comps and for searching properties and doing look at it. So we'll go over that later in another week. So if you're working with renters, Rent Spree is here, so it's a screening process. Um, so here's Savvy Card. We talked about this on some of the apps you should have, either Savvy Card or Blink, BLINQ, and that's your electronic business card on your phone. So, are you not seeing the screen? Let me see if it's not shared. So we'll go. Lynn, you seeing it now?
No.
Can you guys see the?
Okay, I see now. Yes,
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
Okay, I see now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
I haven't done it, but okay, so showing time, and we'll work with that in a minute. Usually I don't use it through this link. I use it through it's right into a house listing. I'll show you those in a minute. Okay, so a lot of other things. Play with them if you want. If you're curious, if you want to play with them. Obviously, there's a lot of them. I'm not going to go through them all. And then there's zip forms. Okay, so you can log into zip forms separately as well. So, but that's just that on the matrix. So we'll go back. Okay. So again, I've got realist taxes up there. And stats, you can look at roster finance. I don't know too much into that. Search is your main thing that's going to be happening in here. So you can search residential. You can do a detailed search. You can do today's new listings. So you just have to go in there and play with it and set stuff up too. So there's a lot of stuff you can. Residential income. So somebody wants maybe units or you have an investor, so you might want to look in there. Lease properties. You can post on the MLS, you can post leased or look for leases for people. If somebody wants to come and they want you to help them lease a house, you can look in there. Land, if somebody just wants land, you can look in there. They'll have listings in there. Manufactured homes, mobile homes, commercial. Well, that's new, the disaster relief rental. I don't know what that is, but you can go and check it out if you're curious. So all kinds of stuff here. So we'll go, but our main thing is we're going to search. Okay, so there's different kinds of searches that you can do. So it could be detailed. So if you want to put a lot of information in there, your client's really, really detailed, or if you want to do something really quick, if you know it's sometimes if you know the listing ID, okay, you can search by that. It's really helpful and quick. If you know the address, you can search by address. Okay. So let's just we'll go into a detail. Okay. So you just click on the detail and I don't know. Thank you, Gemini. All right, here we go. So this is your search screen. This is So you've got a lot of it. The first thing is really important is you want to look for properties that are either active or coming soon. What I usually look at. Active under contract means somebody's already in contract. I don't want to show, that's not good for my client. Okay, pending means it's already, closed. There's other opportunities when you want to look at closed, if you're doing some marketing and you want to go back and talk about that later. We don't want stuff on hold. I typically don't. Okay, so you can choose the radius that you want. And I'm not going to get into a lot. You have to go in there and play with this a lot. I'm not going to get too much into it. You just have to go in and play. And you can't ruin it. You can't wreck it. So just get in there and explore but I'm going to show you the basics. So coming soon, active. Let's say I'm going to go within, let's say 3 miles. Okay. So the one thing is I can if I know what my price is, right? So let's say we've talked about $1 million, right? We know our client qualifies for 800,000. They're putting 20% down, so our maximum is $1 million. So I'm going to put $1 million here. Okay. But I don't want it to go above that, so I'm going to hit $1 million. I'm going to hit a minus sign. Okay, so it's going to look for $1 million under, right? Okay. If you do know the parcel number, you could search by that. There's different real lists if you can get parcel numbers, all that kind of thing, but I don't do. Okay, so we know our client wants at least 3 bedrooms and they want 2 baths. Okay, so you can customize that, but I tend
Restricted, right?
I tend to just do as generic as possible, so it opens up my search. Because when you're searching for houses, sometimes the clients are looking as well.
Yeah.
So they'll find stuff on Red. They told you all the parameters they want, and because my software is very just straightforward, right? It's not intuitive at all. So they're finding stuff that didn't meet the parameters, and you're like, yeah. So you have to adjust, right? So I try to make things. How did that get circled? I'm trying to make things as general as possible. So it's up to you how you want to do these searches. The more restrictive you put, the less you're going to pull out. Okay. So let's just pick. We'll just say garden. They want something in Garden Grove. So I just go to city and type in Garden Grove. And why is it not coming up? Oh, spell it right. That would help. Okay. So Garden Grove. Okay. Oh, you know what? That's why. That's county. So if I want to do Orange County's huge, so you don't want to do this. Let's go to the right place and put Garden Grove. No wonder it wasn't coming up.
Oh,
It's okay. All right. Bless you. Okay. So right now in Garden Grove, there are 4 properties. So what, how come it went there? Okay, so. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so let's start over. So coming soon, active. We'll just do 5 miles. So we get, we'll do 10 to get a little bit more results for you. So we'll do 1 million. Minus, say 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and we'll put Garden Grove in the proper place this time. Not Grover. Okay, so I'm still only seeing, that's okay, we'll just look at them. I'm seeing, okay, so you can check what type of property you want as well. So you're getting detail, right? There's a lot of details. So I want a single family residence, or I want 2 unit, 3 unit, whatever it is. So they call a 4 unit quadruplex, but no, that's not gonna say 4 unit. Okay. So any other details that you want? So if somebody wants lot size, you would put that in here, right? And the minus sign. So 7,000 plus. So if we did that, I rarely get anybody say, hey, I want a house built in 1980. So I don't know what it is, but it's there. Actually, I've never gotten that. So there's other type of, if you want somebody within a planned development, everybody knows what a planned development is. So it's called a PUD, planned unit development. It's usually they build single family homes. They look like townhomes sometimes. They're a lot of times not connected to anything else like a condo. Condo has a common wall. Planned unit developments don't have common walls typically. Sometimes they do. And then there's a common area that there's still an HOA, but they're still single family homes instead of condos. So there's a common area, maybe they might have a pool, clubhouse, or even as simple as, hey, they take care of the gardening in the area. So you
What
just
do you
have
call
any
that?
planned unit development, PUD.
Is that new?
No,
Oh,
no, it's been around forever. As long as I can remember. Okay, so and there's a bunch of other, you just have to go through this. If you 1031 exchange, not many people put that. If you want a certain type of structure, then you go through here. Again, this is something that you have to do on your own. Go in and do searches based on what you want, a house that you want to buy, and look for it. Go ask your friend what kind of house they would play with it. Ask your family, hey, what kind of house do you want to buy? And just play with it. Okay. It's actually kind of fun when you do it with friends or family, right? So you can kind of take a look at it. If you're okay, so 4 results came up. It's not real good, but we'll take a look and see let's see what we find. Okay, so you just click on results and this list comes up. Okay. So I've got all the ones that there's probably just not a lot under 1 million anymore. There's the problem. So okay. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. You know, the active, right?
A is
I
active.
see, yesterday I pulled up because a lot of C, does that mean canceled
Closed.
or closed?
Yeah. So
Not
you have to
canceled?
check, you have to check those boxes at the beginning. Yeah, active and and coming soon. So I've got all active. Okay, so first thing is listing ID. So that you can, remember I said you can search by that. So if you can find that, maybe sometimes you pull up a property on Zillow, it's on there because Zillow takes our data and puts it
Zillow
on.
and Redfin.
Yeah, Riv, and they take our data.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Is
Yeah.
that legal?
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
not right, but it's legal.
But we pay for it.
They just still take our data. So that's car hasn't done anything about it. So
Why they look into Redfin.
so you can see here some basic data. So it's meeting your criteria. It's all within Garden Grove, the city, the price. It's the price per square foot, bedroom and bath count. So if it's a 31101, it means that there's maybe a half bath or a 3/4 bath or one of those. So then the square footage, and then year built, and then lot sized, and days on market. Okay. So typically you want to watch days on market. If you see 40, 50, they were in contract and it fell out, or there's not a lot of activity, there's something going on with the property, ask the agent. If there's something going on with it, hey, like it's got mold in the property, or there's a death in the property, anything that could cause something to stay on the market longer, then you know that you're not going to be as aggressive on your offers with that, right? Just depends. See, that's what we'll talk about having conversations with. Let's take a look at okay, so this first one, what you do is you click on the ID. Okay, so this is for the agents only. Okay. So there's different. Okay, so now you're going to see pictures. You can go and look at the pictures if you want. Just all you have to do is to look at the pictures, click on this, it'll expand it, and you can scroll through the pictures. Okay, as you can see, you get an idea of the house. Okay, this one's a little bit older. It's going to need some work, right?
And also, a lot of old home has had raised foundation. Where do we find that information? Sometimes the agent don't put it there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, as far as whether it's a raised foundation, you can look in Realist and see if it's in there, or RPR to see if it's in there, so you can check in there. Okay, so this one gives you all the details right here, right? So this is 6,100 square foot. Maybe you can't build an ADU; it's too small. But again, we're in price under $1 million. So anything in Garden Grove below $1 million right now, you're gonna find the smaller properties. So, but again, it's been on the market 10 days. It's got a 2-car garage, so this is when it's built. A lot of people ask, hey, your clients will ask you, when was this built? So I usually have this somewhere handy when I'm showing houses. Okay. Either on your phone or you print it out. Okay. So again, all this stuff is what the agent thinks about it. So read it, make sure that you have to see if there's anything. Sometimes they'll put in details that are not anywhere else. You need to be careful. Like, hey, there was a death in the property. Sometimes they'll put it down below.
Yeah.
Just,
Remarks.
yeah, in the remarks. So again, it goes through the area. Okay, so you can actually search by area. You can actually do a lot of stuff. List price original is $930. So all the stuff that's people are going to ask you, does it have a washer and dryer hookup? Does it have all the stuff, right? So stuff that you need to look for. Also, the type of, it's a single family. Okay, some of the interior stuff. Some agents do a good job filling this in, some don't. Right? Okay, fencing. There's a blockchain with chain link or block and chain link. Probably the chain link's in the front. No, wasn't in the front, so I have to go back and look at that. Okay, so all this stuff. This is also just kind of look through this and be familiar, you know. Okay, so if there is an HOA, the agent is going to put the HOA fee here, and they should put the HOA name. Some do, some don't, but you'll know if it's an HOA. This one doesn't have one because it's not a PUD or, okay. So we'll go on to this. So this is where you're going to find your listing information, right? It's the information you need. So it's saying here, cash to new loan, conventional or FHA, meaning that they can get a conventional loan. It'll qualify for an FHA loan, or of course you can pay cash for it. Sometimes when you're looking at condos, FHA may not be available because the HOA is not approved by HUD, and therefore they can't do financing. Sometimes you can do what's called a spot approval on those, but most HOAs don't want to go through the process of getting the HUD approved because they have to pay for it. So that's there. So you got to be cognizant of that. All right, and then if we go down a little bit, showing information. Okay, so it's really important that you look at this information. So how are you going to show the house? So it says that it's vacant. Says there's a on the front door there's a Supra. So Supra means that you bought your app
Mhm.
and it's on your phone and that's how you get in.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I did an open house this weekend, my own Supra. It took me 20 minutes to get into it. It was glitching out this weekend.
We took us a little bit too.
Yeah, a little bit at the
I don't know if it was glitching this weekend, the Supra, but I had someone show up and I still couldn't get in. It was kind of embarrassing, and it's my own Supra. But yeah, so sometimes Supras act a little
You
funny.
gotta pay your bills.
Yeah. But Supras act a little funny sometimes. I've had it where it just keeps clicking, and it's not working. So sometimes you just have to, most of the time it works right away, but sometimes it glitches a little bit. So you have to maybe restart
You
it.
have to tap the
Yeah,
bottom. right?
yeah, you have to make sure that you tap the bottom. I have a Supra in the office. I'll bring it in and next time and I'll show you how to do it. Yeah, but you have to push the bottom up to activate it with the red lights blinking, and then you put your code in.
And here, beep, beep, beep.
I didn't know, I just keep pushing it and like, nothing happened.
Yeah,
I have to
sometimes
let go, right?
yes,
Just push once.
sometimes it taps out. Sometimes you have to make sure, like for example, to get mine open, I finally, because I have a watch that I'm connected to via Bluetooth, so I disconnected and clicked on it and it worked finally, but I don't, yeah. Okay, so it says, please call listing agent to show. Okay, so should you text them? No. Okay. So they're saying you can call Pamela.
If they answer.
Call Pamela. So if she wants calls instead of text, she's going to answer.
Yeah.
Hopefully. If you call her multiple times, she doesn't answer, then text.
Yeah. Sometimes she's busy.
Yeah.
Or she in the gym or something.
So again, make sure all windows and doors. I'm sure she's had the reason she put that because she probably had somebody go see the house and didn't lock everything up.
Yeah.
Mostly you see nothing like that because they had experience with it. Okay, so email offers, and this is where you see what they want in an offer too. So email offers with supporting documentation. She's not specific about what she wants in an offer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would just send her,
Yeah.
I would send her a pre-qual, my offer, of course, and my proof of funds. Okay. So
Looks like she's been around for a long time to look at her license.
yeah, you could look at her license to see how long she's been around. That's definitely doable. Okay, so this is something that you need to be aware of. Their notes, right? Because you don't want to annoy the listing agent.
Yeah.
First showing will be open house Saturday, October 18th. Right. So now it's open, right?
Yeah.
So just call. It's vacant. You should. My favorite is when it says vacant, Supra, go to direct. Then you don't have to call them, right? You just go. Those are my favorite kind. So
You know that
okay.
schedule is showing. When you click on it how affects.
Okay. So schedule showing, that's showing time.
But
Okay.
it is okay. Yeah,
That's-
sometimes some
No,
people ahead of you.
The only time you click on it if it says use showing time to schedule. Okay. Otherwise, if you click on it and they say, hey, text to show or call to show, and you push showing time, guess what? You're gonna annoy them, and they may not get to see it, because they either haven't set it up or they don't know how. So this we can click on schedule showing. See what happens. Okay. So this is showing time. You need to go in, and when you first do it, you have to set your thing up. There's a setup process when the first time you click on it. It says here it gives you max appointment 2 hour. Wow. Okay, so they're not really using it. Here's something I want to once you've set all this up, Mindy's already got this set up. So I'm going to schedule a single showing. Okay, watch what it says when I push this. It says, before scheduling tour of a home, the buyer's agent must have a written agreement with their buyer.
Yeah, that'd be RBC.
That would be the BRBC. So because they put this in there, they're looking to monitor whether you have a BRBC or not.
Yeah, see, that's very important.
Do they always have that?
No, it just came up when the BRBC came out. They started putting this in there. So if you see this right here, I haven't heard of anybody being fined or anything yet. but they're putting things in, it looks like they're putting things in
They
place,
don't want the sign,
right?
and that you showed them this.
So even it says you must, it's not a suggestion, right? Must means
Have to.
gotta be. It's not like, hey, you would be a good idea if you had a BRBC. You must, right? So this is the beginning of the monitoring. Again, I haven't heard of anybody being fined yet, but the original thing said up to $10,000 in fines. We calculated it on one transaction because you can get fined from 4 different agencies. Car. I mean, the Department of Real Estate.
They know if you don't have one.
They're not for now. But the fact that they're putting that warning there, just stay tuned.
Is it under the schedule to now?
This is under showing time. The schedule is showing, this little symbol means showing time. Okay. I only use it if it says use showing time in their notes. So please call listing agent to show. I'm going to call the listing agent. I'm not going to use showing time. I'm not going to text initially. Okay. So it's important that you're trying to build rapport with the agent. So if you're doing, we have some questions on the, we have some, hold on, we have some questions.
What if
Let's
you
see.
go preview? What if you go preview at home?
Are we good? What was, I can't, Philip, is that you?
Yes. What if you go preview at home?
What if I what? I can't hear you.
With the
Your
tech.
connection. Your connection's really bad, Philip.
With the tech.
The tech, what if what'd you say?
What if you preview at home?
What if you preview home? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah, you
preview.
go preview for 10%.
Without buyers, yeah.
Oh, without buyers? As an agent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it show
Um,
homework.
yeah, I mean, if they're asking for showing time and you just want to go see it for your client, then I would just call the agent and said, hey, I don't have, my client doesn't want to come with me yet. I do have a BRBC. I want to go see it. Yeah, just keep yourself safe. But if you don't have a BRBC and you're just going, you just want to look for potentially a client, then I would just call the agent and say, just because you don't want to say that you have one of those.
Yeah.
You never know. I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to do that. So, yeah. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question, Philip? Good? Philip. Philip. Okay. So, again, all these instructions are for you that you want to build rapport with that agent. Here's why. If you do decide to make an offer on them, okay, you followed all their directions. You didn't do something. You do it. I did it my way.
More likely they
Right?
convince to accept our offer.
You don't want to be the Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. I did it my way. No, you don't want to be, again, because they're putting specific things in there for you to follow, right? So I want to build rapport. So I'm going to try to follow what they're asking, right? So if I do it my own way, they're just going to get annoyed. So, but I'm calling them. I want to build some rapport so that when you present an offer and they're thinking, man, I want to choose somebody that's made an offer with an agent that knows what they're doing and has got it dialed in and got it all, because I don't want this thing to fall out.
Yeah.
As a listing agent, I'm looking at the stuff that's being submitted.
Yeah.
If it's incorrect, if I have 40 offers and you sent your offer and it doesn't have proof of funds, or you got on the phone and you were annoying, you didn't do things the way I asked you to do it, am I gonna? It's human nature, right? It shouldn't be like that. It's human nature. But if you send an incomplete offer that doesn't have proof of funds, guess what?
They don't need a boss to waste.
If they have a lot of offers, they're gonna take the ones that are correct.
Cash upward.
They're gonna take the ones that are complete.
Yeah.
If they have time and they don't have a lot of offers, they might call you back and say, hey, where's your proof of funds? Maybe. Or if they have an assistant,
So what does the proof of fund look like?
bank statement.
Like if they have money all over the place, so they just have to.
If they have money all over the place, I would try to get them to consolidate as much as beforehand during your pre-qual, right? When you're setting it up. If you can't, I would get some of the bigger some of the ones with the most money in it and show those and put a note in there. Say the funds are coming from other accounts. If you have 1,000 here, 1,000 there, and you don't want to send them 100 bank statements, but try to get them to consolidate as much as possible. But I would send, where the majority of the money is.
Do they take IRA or 401k?
Again, you could send that, but I'd rather have something that's already liquidated if you can. Okay. So sometimes it's a bank statement with 50,000 and here's my 401k with 300,000 and it's going to be withdrawn. That's okay. Yeah. So, but I want to show, because what am I going to do is immediately after I accept the offer, I have to put in an earnest money deposit. If it's all in a 401k, that's going to be delayed, right?
Yep.
For a few days, at least a couple days.
Yeah.
But so if I could show a bank account that covers the EMD at least, that's a good thing. Just saying. If all you have is a 401k, then you just go. But if you have a bank account, it's better because it's liquid. They can send something right away. I know 401ks are probably faster nowadays. So you can do it all electronically, right?
Usually 3 days.
But again, if I'm working with an old school realtor who doesn't understand that transactions can happen really fast, they might be thinking it's going to take them a couple of days to get that. Again, you want to put your best forward, right? Present.
And as an agent, when do we supposed to get that? Are we supposed to get that?
The proof of funds
like
beforehand,
like when?
before you start shopping.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's part of the pre-qual process as a loan officer.
Mhm.
So I'm a loan officer as well. Is that I'm looking at, hey, do they have the funds to close? They have the down payment, great. Okay, and they have enough money to close. That's part of my pre-qual. That says it right on my pre-qual. I've looked at their funds, I've looked at their credit, and I've looked at their income.
so after you get a pre-qual, then we should get that.
You should have them immediate. As soon as you start talking about it, you should ask them for it. Okay, great. Hey, so your conversation is this. Okay, great. They say, hey, can you help me buy a house? I'd love to. Let's talk about what we need to do. So our first thing is, in order to perform real estate related activities for you, we need to have a contract. Okay, that's where I sign my BRBC. So I got my BRBC. So the next thing is I want to make sure that you are pre-qualified. Have you talked to a loan officer about this yet?
Mhm.
No, I haven't. Great. I have some awesome loan officers over here at HPT that can help you. Let me get you in touch with them. The best way to do that is do a group text
Mhm.
with either Chow, Hua, and myself, and that client saying, hey, this is my loan officer, and then we'll take it from there. We're not going to steal your client. We're just going to talk to them and say, hey, get us your email address. We'll send you, I showed you that list of stuff that we send, and they'll send that stuff to us. We'll CC you on it, make sure that you're in the loop because we want you to follow up and make sure that they're sending that stuff. And if they don't qualify full doc, we'll look for an alternative. So non-QM, and we'll try to get the best program, best rate for them. So then we'll write, once we've determined all, but we also look at that. You should also start collecting, hey, do you have enough money? Where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
Are you getting a loan? Are you paying all cash? Yay. Let me see the money, right? Because some people say, yeah, I have $1 million in the bank.
Yeah, well, let's just say,
And
I
then-
have to see it. Yeah.
And then they show you a bank account's got 1,000 in it, and you're like, where's the money? Oh, it's coming from my auntie. Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
My auntie's going to give it to me. So you have to be really specific with people because they will say, oh yeah, I have plenty of money to go do whatever. Show me. So you need the proof because again, you don't want to go shopping for a house and we're not ready.
So that's why it was.
Because if you're not ready, right? If you're not ready, then I have to scramble and get all this stuff done.
Mhm.
By that time, 30 offers could have gone on the house
Mhm.
and it could be sold by the time you're ready.
Yeah.
Because if we'll look at another listing to see
Yeah.
if they
You
require,
see the record. Can you click check the other listing to see
if they
the
require.
fund? Yeah, that
Yeah.
way we can show to the buyer.
Yeah.
Look, see, this is what they asked. If we don't have it, they're not even looking at our offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it says so.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, listen, I want to get all these things in place because I want to move with if you fall into the house, I want to move quickly and I want to present you in the best light possible so that your offer stands out. So if I have to scramble, if I have to, because people are slow at getting stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
They just,
Yeah.
And
Let's
it,
say,
also, if they send all that stuff to you and give it all, you know they're serious,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? If they're, I don't know.
She haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
He's been serious since 2012.
That's what I
Okay.
told you.
Okay. So to go back, you can either push the back
Yeah.
button or you can go to agent one line display. Okay, and go back. So let's look at another one. Gary Street. Again, you can look at all the details. Look at pictures if you wanted to. There's 19 pictures. Looks like they just reduced the price on the 17th.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect opportunity for investors. Okay, so it says it has a huge lot. It's only 7,200. That's enough to, it's not huge, but it's big enough to build an ADU in most cities. Even Garden Grove is 7,000, I think. So,
But
uh,
7,000 need
huh?
that's the total lot or?
Total lot,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But then if the house really big, you get the
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah, the house,
The house small.
the house is 1,050. So it's big enough to build an ADU.
Yeah.
The house not real big. And the other thing is, if a house could be if it's 2-story, the footprint may be smaller because you're going airways, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Again,
Other remarks.
let's go down to the remarks real quick.
There
Okay.
you go.
All right. So this we look at here. Same thing, cash. They don't have FHA in there. Probably because it sounds like this one needs work.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
investor.
Yeah.
The
it's
word investor means
so let's see. There's no HOA fee, but what does it say here?
The house.
HOA,
They
right?
didn't ask
Okay,
for-
so it's interesting. I don't know if he just cut and paste this out of a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't really pay
A lot of
attention.
times They do that. Yeah.
Okay, so he says HOA information. So I don't see an HOA. So that's something if you're going to show your client, you need to check out for him.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay. So they're just saying they're not guaranteeing any of the square footage and all that, covering themselves. So
What about
Fine.
the permit? I mean, some work done to the house, maybe permit, maybe not permit?
Well,
Verify?
and how you look at that is you would go into, let's say, Realist and look at the square footage there.
mhm.
I actually had this issue a few weeks ago. I went to show a house and it said it was 11,000 square foot, and I was looking at the house when I was looking at it, going,
Bigger, right?
it doesn't seem like 11,000. I thought maybe the side yard had some. So when I went to go make an offer, she said, "Oh, it's only 7,500 square foot." So that was a problem, right?
But they cannot put it there unless it's permit,
Well,
right?
the problem is I went and looked at the public records. All of them said 11,000. So I don't know how I got messed up,
Oh,
but they
okay.
did. So they changed it right after. So okay, but anyways, look at here. It doesn't really say much
Yeah,
about
I didn't say about
offer. Okay, how to vacant Supra on the water pipe. Go direct. Yes. Okay, so I don't have to call anybody. I can just go.
Vacant.
Yeah. But oh no. But it says here, text your business card to get a code.
Yeah.
So in your Supra, there is your normal PIN,
Yeah.
and then if they put a CVS code on, I put a CVS on mine. You have to text it, and I have to send it to you to get in.
I see.
So it'll go beep 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 beep, and then it'll say enter the CVS code. Then you enter it, and
What did you enter?
it's in
Your
the same
phone?
line as your PIN. It just pops up on your phone.
I see.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So this one doesn't talk about.
Yeah, didn't ask
It doesn't
for-
talk about how to make an offer at all. So again, I would just send the basics: your offer, your proof of funds, and your pre-qual. And this one we have to check out because it is, again, we're in under $1 million. So what kind of condition is the house in? So let's take a look.
Not bad from outside.
I don't know. It doesn't. Let's see what might be really outdated. Might be worn out.
Sometimes they take the picture from the old listing.
Yeah. It looks okay. Yeah, it's older. Needs to be updated, right?
That's a World War II.
The 70s called and they want their house design back.
Beautiful
Right?
copy.
Okay, so that one looks like it needs some work. So you should make your buyer aware, hey, if they're looking for something to move in right away, this is probably not the
Fix it up with
the
that
right
price.
thing. Okay, so let's go back and try another one. That's interesting. It has no information about what they want in an offer. What happened here? Okay, so let's go to this one. Okay, so we'll just showing. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so a bunch of stuff about size of the house again, right?
Hey,
Yay. Okay. So this one, what does it say?
yeah.
Use showing time. So I'm clicking here. Should I text? No. Okay, I'm using showing time. So showing time when you use showing time, you click and actually click on a slot. It'll either, it depends on how you set it up, it'll send you a text, it'll call you or email you confirming your appointment. Sometimes it's instantaneous, and sometimes the agent takes a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn. All right. So going back over, wow, that okay. So go back over here. Not any information about offers again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm sending just the basics.
I guess they assume
Okay.
that we all.
Let's try one more.
Yeah.
Let's try one more.
No? Wow.
Okay. All right. So this one, it says it's owner occupied still. So there's possibly still living in there. Sometimes they put it and it's vacant,
Yeah.
but super fun. There's a call the listing agent. Am I going to text or am I going to use showing time? Call, right? Okay. So very interesting very interesting that we don't have any information about offers on any of all four of them.
Yeah.
We're 0 for 4 today. Yeah. So again, this is where you would find that information. I'm calling David. I'm trying to build rapport with him. Hey, David, what's going on? This is so-and-so from HPT Realty. Build that rapport with them. So, but okay. All right. So let's say we want to, let me go back to agent one. That's fine. Okay. So this is my search, right? I've done the search. I don't want to do it again. And I want any property that comes up on any new listings that pop up. I want it to go to my borrower, or to my buyer, right?
Email.
So I'm going to do save. Okay. I push save down here. Okay. And I hit new auto email. Okay. And then I'm going to click on that. And it's going to come up and I'm going, if you haven't put your client's name and saved it as a contact in your CRLMS, then you would need to. You click on it, you put anybody you want to CC if you have a team member you want it to go to. And then you put a subject line, houses in Garden Grove. However you want to label that.
I'd be careful with that, because let's say we have a plan, we're gonna show 3 houses this weekend. And the auto email keeps sending new stuff and suddenly they change their mind and say, okay, we're gonna see more, that I just want to control.
I mean,
control them.
that's the thing is if they've identified 3 houses and you want to turn it off, that's your preference, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to leave it on, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple things that you can do. I'm not going to get too much into it. In concierge modes, it gives them a little bit of extra questionnaire, reverse prospecting. So if they looked at it and they didn't buy it, and you have another listing that comes up that's similar, you can have it send to them. So there's information. You can go to OCAR on there. Okay. The biggest thing is, when do you want to send these emails? What I want them ASAP. It all depends on your preference. I ask them, hey, do you want to email it right away? So I like to go ASAP, and I do it Sunday through I do it every day. But it's up to you. You click certain days, and monthly.
Are they sending the same list every time? or-
No, it's
Oh,
any, so you
Anything.
send it, you send them, you click on, I don't know, we'll go back, but you click on all four of those on the, there's a button on the
You
left.
have to click on
and
the
you-
one you want to
And,
send.
and you send it. But then after that, you want to save this email and make it an auto email. So if some agent posts a listing with this parameters under $1 million in Garden Grove, 3-bedroom, 2-bath,
Automatic.
it's gonna go to them. So, but I want it ASAP. If my client's really serious and wants to find a house, I want as many emails going to him because I'm working. I'm finding properties for him, right? So again, there's different avenues. So once you, oh yeah, monthly, I would never do that unless you got somebody that's like, I'm not looking for a while and you just want to send them
We already
something.
have 3 months to work with them.
Yeah. And then you push save and that's done. Okay. So you got an auto email set up. So now so if your client's getting auto emails, they have to go in and they'll get an email. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go search a house that you like, what you want to buy. Okay.
You wanna
And set up
go
an
see-
auto email to yourself. And when you get the email with you have to click in it and sign in. Okay. So practice doing that. So when your client says, hey, I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, just go in and click this and you know what you're doing, right? So practice. They
You
serve
can
it.
tell they open the email or not.
So that you'll get notification. I get notification on my text and email that they opened it. But you want to make sure that you know what, if they ask you, hey, how do I got this email, I don't know what to do. Well, just go in and do it yourself so you know. That's the best way to know. Because I can explain it to you right now, but until you go and do it, so just go, don't argue with me, just go do it. Kitty. She's trying to argue with me. It's the same thing.
I saw it.
Yeah.
See how you do the auto email again.
Really?
Really fast. I'm serious.
That's all right. Okay. No problem. Okay, so we'll go back. Okay, I'm in. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So it says new auto email.
I think she wanna know that we have to check on the boxes. You know, that's like.
No, we'll go back to that in a minute. It's just setting up an auto email.
Yeah.
Okay, if they're not in there,
And add
I'm creating a new contact.
that
I'm
information.
putting
by-
first name, last name, and an email address. Phone number is optional. The emails has to, otherwise they can't receive an email with your, okay? So once you put on all that, you're gonna hit save. Cancel. Okay, and then if you want to CC somebody, you can. Say there's another, you put the email or you have a team member that you wanted to see. Subject,
And
houses for you to review in Garden Grove. Whatever you want to put in there.
The
BCC,
the
that goes to
can
your
be
copy.
Either
Yep.
the husband or the wife or that,
So-
if they have 2 email, huh?
Yeah, you just,
What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
however you want to, yeah, you can do it. Okay, so this message, okay, you can change it if you want and customize it. It's called One Home. When it goes to their email, it says One Home.
Oh, it's always one home.
So you want to make sure you email yourself and become familiar with how that, so you can explain it. And then, of course, your thing's set up already, so all that information's coming up. And then you can you can look into this. Don't have time to get into all that, the details of that, but either ASAP or daily. And you can choose what days it's going out, whether it's 8 p.m. I just do ASAP. I want people to get bombarded with listings. Unless they say, hey, I only want them. Just let their email fill up so they see that you're working.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you.
And then I push save.
Yeah.
And it's an auto email.
Okay, so then it's like every day there's new.
Anytime, if you put ASAP, 5 minutes after you push save, a listing agent puts submit on their listing, it's going to them.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's that quick.
And
but
that's 1 time a day it goes.
no, if you click ASAP,
Immediately.
so if 30 minutes from now a listing comes in, that gets sent. An hour and a half from now, another one gets put in, it gets sent. So yeah.
I thought you more about it.
Okay, so yeah, it's pretty cool because it's just not, and then what happens is you may have to go back and alter it because hey, I found this on Redfin, and you go back and it doesn't match because it's got a little bit different parameters. So you have to play with it. So you have to ask your client to look at them and give you feedback.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, what are you seeing in my email that you're, versus Redfin? Hey, you told me, and look at the Redfin thing too. Say, hey, okay, so you told me you wanted this. This Redfin doesn't have that. What am I missing? Just have that conversation, right? So, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this is a relationship, right? So you want to have those conversations. Hey, just tell them, listen, my software is not very intuitive. It'll give you all, it's what I put in. So if we need to adjust it, we'll adjust it for you. I always tell people that.
Yeah.
My thing's just, it's just straightforward, whatever data I put in. So, and people understand that, right? It's unfortunately they haven't, hopefully at some point they do like an AI that's adaptive at some point, but people would have to put likes. Okay, so let's say I wanted to email what I'm seeing here, right? But I only want to do 1 and 4. I just click that, right? And I am going to go to actions. Okay. Email. Okay. So it emails those 2, not all 4.
Yeah.
So whatever you check on.
Someone asked you about that.
Yeah. And you can also do the save from here. Same thing. So you can go here, save.
Oh,
Yeah.
save the same as action?
No. Save gives you these 3 bars, right? So the get to auto email. Actions gives you the ability to send those listings
Individually.
as you've pulled up your initial search and you've looked at them all and you thought, okay, this one would be good, this one's no good, they're not gonna like this one.
You go action.
And then you actions and send them an email. That's your first email, right? So hopefully there's 10 you get to send, right? Hey, check these out. I just found these. And then you set up your auto email. So anything after that that's posted as a listing goes to them. In case they're out of the first 10 that you send, they don't like it, or they don't like any of them, they don't want to see them, then more, right? So it's interesting. People will sometimes be really picky about stuff in the beginning, and then when it takes them a minute to get used to it. So you just have to kind of coach them through the first part and get them used to looking at them. And again, do a search, do plenty of searches, do a bunch of them, but do a search and on the house that you would love to buy yourself, and send yourself an email. Choose a couple family members. Even if you put their name in this area, it's not gonna, the name of the email is not gonna hurt anything. Okay, you can't mess this up. So just go in and choose a couple family members. Hey, what's your dream house look like, and where do you want to live? And put it in. Make it realistic, because if you could search $10 million homes, but you want to try to do something that's within what you're going to be doing. And maybe a couple friends. I would do this multiple times. And you can always turn the auto email off. You don't have to set the auto email for your friends and family, but go in and do a search and email it and see how it looks and see what so you can see what happens. Set up an auto email to yourself.
Yeah.
So you can see how often it comes in.
Oh.
So yeah, just play with it. Okay. So again, the more you use it, the more comfortable you become.
The app? No. The phone? Oh,
It's hard
same.
to see.
It's a little bit harder to see and harder to that's why I try to do everything on the PC. But I do it on the
when you're out about, it's like.
Yeah.
yeah. If you're out there and you get somebody that wants to start seeing properties right away, I do the app. That's why I have it on my phone. But I prefer to do stuff on the PC. So
When I make my first deal, I'm going to invest into that tablet.
okay. All right.
It's bigger.
So, all right. So that's searching. Let me talk about, okay, so let's say you want to try to get your client to, if they're going to want to see properties, to see 3 at least, right? To make it worth your time.
Mhm.
And you want to try to clump them in together.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sometimes tough if you, that's why I love it when it says vacant, go direct, because then I can just put it anywhere in my schedule. What I do is, because Garden Grow is huge, so you might have something spread out. You want to make your trip make sense.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go, let's say in your search, there's 4 properties, and you've got 2 over here, you've got 1 over here, and you've got 1 way up here.
I'm concerned.
You don't want to go here, 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 and then back over there. So the two that are closest together, you want to try to show those in order, right? Sometimes it's hard because you're dealing with showtime on one, you're dealing with the text, and then you've got an owner that has. So it's tough sometimes. But my thing is what I do is I put things in Google Maps, and I map it out and see where they're at, and try to schedule it that way.
I need help on that part too.
So, okay, so I don't have time to go into it right now. We're over an hour already.
So,
So do you have any questions before we end?
yes.
Yes.
We want to ask you that. Let's say, can you break it down just close you can, but it don't have to be exact. For example, let's say they don't want to buy a house because it's too expensive. They want to buy a condo or a townhome. So my thing is, if you buy a townhome, little less on price, but by the time your mortgage payment plus HOA, you pay almost as much as you pay.
It depends sometimes.
Oh, I mean, close to.
Sometimes it depends on the HOA fee. Some of them are $200, some of them
I don't
are
know.
$500.
I haven't seen any 200 for a long time.
Yeah, I mean they're around. I've seen a couple lately. I think they're 200, but it just depends. Again, that's where you handle all that in the pre-qual stage.
Yeah.
Before you start shopping. So you say you lay that out to them. Say, hey, if you buy this, you're gonna still pay an HOA,
Yeah.
and it's gonna add this to your payment. So does it make sense if the HOA is $500? Does it make sense
Is
where
that
you
what-
go buy a single family and it's the same price, same payment?
Yeah.
So that's where you rely on your loan officer.
That's what
To
my
help you?
client was saying, if she buy the townhouse, you have to pay the HOA is kind of even out if you were to buy a
It
house.
depends.
So I'm
In some cases.
Yeah.
It just depends on how much the difference of a price. There's so many factors, but it just depends on the difference of price of the house and how much the HOA is. Yeah, so there's a lot of factors. That's why you should, work with your loan officer and kind of coordinate all that and look at that. So, okay.
Question.
Yes.
For BRBC, how do you force the buyer to sign it before you show the property?
Okay, so
Can't force them.
the word force, yeah. The word force is yeah.
I mean, compliance.
If you want to force somebody, you get a gun and point it. No, I'm kidding. Absolutely joking about that. No, but you can't force anybody to do anything. With the BRBC, you have to tell them, listen, it's the law that I have this contract. Okay. And if I can't show you, I can't perform any real estate related activities unless we have an agreement.
Because when I did just the studies that they call the BRA by a representative agreement, is it the same thing?
No.
No, the different?
I don't know if you're referring to the PSRA.
No, BRA by a representative.
That may be old.
But
The BRBC is what we use now. So the BRA doesn't.
because the BA said that you can do it as soon as possible, but it only require before you submit the offer.
That's old. That's old. Right. So before we had the B. So now it's the B. That form was optional, and not many people used it because they would offer commission on the listing would offer commission, but now it's not legal to do that. So what you have to have that BRBC in place, and you have to tell them it's state law. It's the law. You have to have this. If they still want to argue with you, then you may not want to consider working with them. Again, that's your option as far as whether you want to work with somebody or not, right? If they're being difficult about the BRBC, because it's how you get paid. And I'll share this before we go. I'm taking any other questions. Anybody online have any questions? By the way, you want to type those in. But I had a client that was refusing to do the BRBC, and she said, I want to do things the old way. And I said, well, I kind of was feeling where she was kind of, I asked her, it's point blank. I said, so if I go and show you properties, I make an offer for you, I get it accepted, I negotiate a great price for you, I do all these things for you. At the end of the day, if I don't get paid, is that okay with you? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, you know what? Just to be honest with you, I'm not the agent for you. So you're gonna have to go find somebody else. And I walked out of the room and she was stunned, sat there for a minute and then finally got up and left. But again, I'm not working for free.
Yeah.
My license costs me a lot of time and money to get.
Yeah.
To maintain it costs me money every year. To pay for my Supra costs me money. All these, I don't get paid unless something closed. So I can, all the times I've helped people out and didn't get, I'm not working for free, right? So that's you to decide, right? Whether you want to work with that person or not.
Yeah.
So at that point, you can put on your BRBC, client does have money to pay. And if a listing agent's willing, you know, the seller's willing to pay you, great. If not, then you're at risk of not getting paid.
Can I share you my,
So,
what we did?
Okay.
over the weekend?
so let's hold that for now.
Yeah.
What other questions, any other questions before we go? So, well, we'll take them offline. Anything online? Nope. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll be
you.
back here next week and we'll talk, we'll hopefully get to, there's a few more things we need to talk about as far as working with the buyer, but we'll start writing the contract. So,
Sure.
we'll go through it step by step on the board here. I really suggest if you really want to just do it on your own, bring your laptop and you can follow along with it, or you can just watch up here. I think people tend to, when they're doing it, actually
Yeah.
physically doing it, they learn better. So if you want to do that, it's fine. It's optional.
Or clean
Um,
copy.
That being said, thank you again, and we'll see you next